Welcome to Courageous Conversation with Theresa W. Gamble, a cultural storytelling, gracious space to bridge generational gaps through active
Welcome,
listening
everyone.
and
This is your host, Theresa
action-oriented
W.
change.
Gamble of Courageous Conversations with Theresa W. Gamble, coming to you today with our amazing expert. This is woman. I don't want to say jack of all trades, but all the things that she good in is necessary and needed in this hour. Miss Tina Noble. We gonna talk about Black Skincare 101, so we can work on our self-care, and our skin is the most important thing, especially African American women. So welcome, Miss Tina Noble.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here one more time on your platform. Thank you so much.
Always, always. When I find somebody that's good and they got other things going on, I need to tap. I say, okay, let me let them in on my behind the scenes conversation with these amazing experts. So today we're going to talk about Black Skincare 101. And our pregame meeting yesterday, I was mentioning to you about some possible side effects that African Americans may be having from this vaccine, the Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson, and the Moderna, because I've had some personal reactions to it, not major that make me uncomfortable, but enough to make me uncomfortable. So before we dive into that, tell us about this amazing initiative that you have for self-care, skincare for African Americans.
Well, let's see. Let's start off with we as Black people, we have grown up hearing no matter which tone we have that Black don't crack, right?
Right.
And that we don't have to be as strategic with our skincare as a lot of our counterparts have to be because of the fact of the melanin that we have in our skin, and it helps protect us from certain barriers and certain environmental harms that people of the lighter skins or the lighter shades or the other ethnicities don't have to deal with. But I have come to tell you that could not be further from the truth.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
First of all, skincare. Skin, that's like the biggest organism in our bodies, right? So we don't think about it because it's all over us. We think more about the internal organisms than we do the external organisms. And our skin is there to help protect us from just the environmental harms and attitudes that go throughout the environment that can attack us daily. Our skin does a lot of work for us. A lot of work. And in return, we owe it to our skin to do the work back, right?
Right.
So one of the first things that we try to understand is, well, here's a couple of things. A lot of people either in their younger years will suffer a lot of skin ailments, and then they will grow out of it as they get older, or the opposite. You might not have any skin ailments when you're younger and in your younger years, your 20s and things like that. But then as you start approaching middle age, you start noticing your skin changes. Your skin is becoming more irritant that, with just common things that you've been doing all your life. But now you've reached other plateaus in your life and your skin just can't handle certain things. So with that said, I think the earlier that we learn to care for our skin and the earlier that we learn different remedies for our skin, then I think it will definitely stick with us and it will help us in the long run.
That's good. That's good to know because coming up, growing up, I had a lot of issues as a young girl, and didn't know why. I would have highs, I always break out. Had to I learned later certain foods I ate were triggers, certain hair products I used were triggers, certain shampoos. I mean, several things. So, what is this amazing campaign that you had shared with me that with the organization helping promote an awareness about skincare, especially for African Americans?
Well, I have my own skincare business, and it's through Rodan and Fields. Okay. But one of the things that got me involved with it is that one, even though we are represented in the company, there's not a high representation of African Americans within the company. There are various people of different colors and ethnicities, but the African American ethnicity is still kind of underrepresented in there. So one of my goals was to just get this business and create that awareness and let people know that one, we care about our skin just as much as our counterparts.
Right.
We spend a ton of money, more so on cosmetics though. See,
Right.
African Americans spend more money on cosmetics than they do the actual skin care lines or
Wow.
products to take care of their skin. We'll spend some thousands of dollars on some MAC and any other kind of makeup out there that enhances our beauty. But when you take that off, what's up underneath? Okay. And that's my message out here to anybody, not just African Americans, but more so to African Americans, is take care of the skin that's underneath. So we deal with all the common issues that everybody else do: acne, discoloration, which hyperpigmentation, eczema, the what else? Dermatitis.
Wow.
Whether it's the contact dermatitis that deals with comes from the elements that make our skin more sensitive to different
Right.
things, or whether it's internally and it's showing out on our face or in our scalp as patchy, dry flakiness or redness, rosacea, and things like that. So one of the things that a lot of African Americans have in common, and if you didn't suffer it or you only suffered a mild form of it, but people that have eczema. I
Right.
suffered from eczema all my life. My children had eczema. I mean, to this day, they still have forms of it. And sometimes it can come from your diet, or it can be hereditary. Like with my children, it was hereditary. And
Right.
sometimes it could come from the environments that we lived in.
Thank you for listening to Courageous Conversation with Theresa W. Gamble, bridging generational gaps through active listening and action-oriented changes.